Hello, we are going to talk about the building block of how to build up the blockchains, and we're going to copy ideas from Bitcoins and set up this kind of system to guide cryptocurrencies, online currencies, to protesters who need the cash, because most protesters have no budget. They are weak side of the fighting. They get a lot beaten up by those road police, and they get hurt. Many times they try to organize peaceful protesting, but they have less and less chance to do it. Not only because they have less money, they have no budget, they have no equipment, and those being called route police. This picture is for Hong Kong route police. They've been called Popo in Hong Kong. You can see they had guns, they had rubber bullet, tear gas, water cannon, and they equipped quite good top-level equipment. They have boots, they have armors, they have body armors, and they forbid protesters to wear face masks, but most of them hide their own face. They refuse to show their IDs to their citizens. Anyway, they kill, they torture, and they rape. And let's try to set up something using blockchains to help guide some value inside the blockchains. Maybe if some people start to do his engineering from this point, he can guide those cryptocurrency to protesters. Okay, and we're going to use a few minutes to talk the building parts of the blockchain. Let's show you. It's very simple and very easy. This is the web page, and I'm going to show you the code, the web page, the HTML file about this simple web page, and we're going to build the according to the RSA, the public key and the private key. Build the pair of key in browser. The browser is very common. It's basically mostly each mobile phone has browsers, and you have Chrome, you have Safari for iPhone, you have things like WhatsApp and Facebook, YouTube, Twitter. If you have these kind of things, you have browsers in your mobile phones. And we build up a public key and a private key. And for blockchain, we need to build blocks. This is blocks. You can see it's a group of data sealed into a block, and we need to hash, because it's hash cache algorithm calculation. So this is the hash. Hash is a hex number. It's 0 to 9, and A, B, C, D until F. It's hex number. And you can see the public key. Public key is public. It's going to show everyone this key. It's also formatted as a bigger integer number, and after formatting, you'll see this kind of text, unreadable nearly, and unmemorable, of course. And we're going to show you the private key just calculated by inside our web page. Each mobile phone visit this web page, they can get a pair of private key and public key. It's not very hard to understand, but this is nearly, yes, it's a kind of format for the private key. The private key in common, it's a little bit longer than the public key. Okay, but it's something ASIC and digital, and those characters piled together. Okay, then this is a block for the blockchain, because we are doing this kind of things accordingly to the Bitcoin's design. We are copying some things from Bitcoin, so we have pref-hash, we have timestamp, we need to have transaction root and nonce, okay? And we need the pref-hash to link those blocks into chains, okay? Let's see what they are. This is basically how we make the block. We have timestamp, we have previous hash, we have what's the hash? Let's show it again. This is the hash of this block. Hash is the calculation to, you give it input and get output. Output is this hash. Hash is a hex digit number, and it always fixed length, always this length, and no matter how long input, how big input you give it give you it output the fixed length number. So it's wonderful to serve as kind of indexed, one input, one output hash, and different input, different output hash. Okay. So we just showed the basic parts for blockchain. And to build the blockchain, if we keep copying from Bitcoin, we're going to use a lot of CPUs and GPUs and to use this computational power to defend the chain. But maybe we have different approaches. We build multiple chains. The first two of those chains is chain of truth and chain of false. Chain of truth means some people is going to attack these blockchains. They might be these kind of things. Purpose and the Purpose Army Force and Purpose technical department that they want to attack these chains, and once they start attack, they are going to build millions and millions blocks and inject those blocks into your chains, your blockchains, right? Behind those people, they have not only technical department, they might have a big number of groups supporting Popo. They in Hong Kong they've been called the Blue Group, and they have some technicians, engineers. They work to inject those false block. This is why we are going to use multiple blockchains, because the first chain is for those people, those population. Then the rest you get something being called chain of truth, and then you can start from these two blockchains. You can start to build something like a blockchain of iron, blockchain of silver and gold and diamond, and then you get the value and guide those value. For example, from the chain of truth to protesters, because protesters got hurt really hard, and they might need to build some value from thin air, as well as from the as similar to the Bitcoins, okay? And a lot of video online document talking about blockchain. This is the last week tonight, and he's talking about during last year, talking about the cryptocurrencies. Actually, it's something about Bitcoins, and he got 7 million subscribers. So this is really a popular topic, and this wonderful guy teacher, he's talking about what is blockchain. Okay, we just showed you the public key, the private key, the blocks and hash. This is all the building parts for our blockchains. We just show you these parts. You can get all those parts from a mobile phone, from the calculation of a mobile phone and a browser on desktop and laptop and any kind of computer or server. Okay, I'll talk about a little bit more about the public key and the private key. Commonly it's been called RSA, and SHA is calculated as SHA-2. It's algorithm. It's cryptographic hash function. You just know that it's a function. It calculates your input and output the hash number. The hash number is this kind of number. You just see that this line of number, it's hex number. Okay, then it's RSA. What's RSA? RSA is crypto system. It's from three wonderful smarted mathematicians or professors from I remember they should be worked for some American universities, and they're professors and teaching some things. And then they invented this RSA. It's the first letter of their name connected. Rivest, Shammer, and Adelman, the three men invent this RSA, and before they invent RSA calculation or mathematician formulas, many mathematicians work on such kind of things, crypto system, cipher text, and defend it against some enemies. And for protesters, we use this kind of cryptocurrency. Let's see. Cryptocurrency is cash. Bitcoin is cash. How much Bitcoin cost? How much one Bitcoin cost in US dollar? I remember during last year, Bitcoin cost over 5,000 for one Bitcoin, and the year before that, it cost nearly 20,000. The value is varying. It's high. It's up and down very quickly. Up and down and up and down again, just as share values in stock market. Okay, there is a wonderful tutorial on the RSA encryption. You can see this paper from the brilliant.org, and this is the URL code of this URL. Okay, let's see what's the RSA and what's the basic calculation for us for those private keys and public keys, what become those kind of things. You can see basically private key is this key, and you can see the lock as public key. If Bob wants to receive a diamond from Alice, Bob and Alice is two people, and what they're going to do, they have a attacker and thieves in the middle. Some people just want to steal their secrets. The secret is diamond. Alice wants a diamond to Bob, and Bob, how can he finish this kind of job? He sent a box and an open lock to Alice. Alice put the diamond inside the box and lock it. Then it being locked up. It's safe. Then it's being sent back to Bob. Bob uses private key to open the box and get the diamond. This is an example and a kind of explanation that how the private key and the public key work on internet data transactions. Okay, this is why people need the public key. Public key is sent to public. Private key is used to unlock the public key. So people use public key to encrypt the message and use the private key to decipher, to get back the data. And this kind of calculation, the algorithms used a lot and become the basics for the blockchain calculation. Okay. This is make the block, and this is what we just finished in a few minutes talkings. It's the building part that is RSA mathematics, private key, public key, used to build up those cryptocurrencies, and systems similar as Bitcoins. And why we do these kind of things? Because if protesters use this kind of system, they might have chance to build up cash and send those cash to those protesters need this kind of things because they get hurt really hard from those riot police. They want to organize peaceful demonstration, but they get less and less chance to do it. Those popo, Hong Kong popo, they hide their face, they mask their face, they carry guns, they carry live bullets, and they always prove they're using less lethal weapons, but they have high budget, they have high salary by beating people, by hurting people, by hurting their peaceful fellow citizens. And they got fully equipped up and body armored. And this is a letter from their fellow citizens, actually officers in the government. Some of them write down the letter. They tell the truth. Actually, riot police call protesters cockroach and beat them. They kill them. They rape them, and they get paid. It happened all over the world. This is why protesters need some software to fight back, to fight those riot police who has billions US dollar as budget to crack down their fellow citizens. And after 2 million of Hong Kong citizens went to street to organize peaceful demonstration, of course you can find a few of them, a few among the 2 million demonstrators, protesters, that they got violent, and their aggressive degree of aggressive get higher and higher. After 3,000 Hong Kong citizens get arrested. Some of them are councillors that pro-democracy also get arrested in this week. And they force those protesters to forbid protesters to wear face masks, but you can see they themselves all hide their face and body armed to incredible degree, and they got all kind of weapons. They always carry live bullets and with their pistols, with their handguns, and currently they're using tear gas, rubber bullets, and water cannons and batons to beat their fellow citizens. Protesters announced quite a few cases of raping. Some girls and boys get raped by those riot police, but the riot police denied all those announcements. And of course you know that they have the power, the manpower and the budget to clear all the evidence of raping, killing and torturing. Okay, this is a very simple blockchain system, and we just showed it can happen inside a browser, and you can build multiple blockchains from the chain of false to the chain of truth, and from the chain of blockchain of iron to blockchain of silver. As this way you build up the values for your blockchains, and you get all the building blocks from RSA algorithm, public key, private key, blocks, hash, and then after copy idea from Bitcoins, you can use these blocks as start point. It doesn't need a very smart engineer. Student engineer is good enough for this kind of project because it's very simple. It's very simple. You can see the code, including the comment out code. We get less than 200 lines of code, and the web page. Also, the HTML file is 80 lines of code. So it's simple project, but if miracle happen, you can build something to help protesters or to get rich. Seriously. Okay. Thank you. Bye bye.